comic friends, I'm Travis, and it's new comic book day, or at least new comic book day for me. It looks like I have got 20 books. I got them nice and early on a Friday, so I'll be jumping in and reading some books. Wearing my awesome Ming Doyle Domino Mask shirt today. Thought I'd show that off. Quasi-comic related, right? Because Ming Doyle is a sequential artist who probably is pretty happy because she's probably going to get paid some good money. A Vertigo book that she did the interior art on called The Kitchen got picked up for a movie deal, and it already has Melissa McCarthy on as a cast member. I'm assuming they wouldn't be mentioning her as a cast member if it wasn't kind of a real deal kind of a thing. So that's exciting. Anyway, 20 books it tells me this week. And just looking quickly over my invoice here, I do not see Snagglepuss. So I'll have to give Discount Comic Book a jingle and find out where that book might be. Typically, if they don't get it the first week, I get it the next week. So I'm not sure what's up with that. So we'll have to check that out and see what's going on with that. Get that stuff out of the way, but let's talk comics. What did I get this week? Lazarus, X66. I think this is the final issue. Yes, 6 of 6. Oh, that's pretty grim there. I think this is the dragon. I think that's the dragon, who's like a uber Lazarus monster kind of a thing. I think that's why he looks so big, holding that man's head, giving the Shakespearean speech, right? Yeah, any rate, looking forward to that. And also with it being issue 6, I'm looking forward to the fact that means that the actual Lazarus book will be back soon. I'm really jonesing for that book to come back and see what's next and all of that. Doctor Strange, Loki Sorcerer Supreme, 385. This might be the last issue I'm getting for now. Wonderful creative team of Kate Swalta and Belair. And why am I dropping this book? I'm dropping it because the next arc has a mini-series, 3 or 4 issue mini-series, I believe. And it's also affecting the main title, his time in Vegas and the stuff he did in Vegas. And I don't want to read 2 Doctor Strange books. I don't want to have to read 15 Doctor Strange books to get the equivalent of 1 story arc of Doctor Strange. I think it's unfortunate because I've really been liking it, really been digging it. So anyway, so we'll check this out, and then if this team is still around doing this book after that ridiculously long and disruptive event that goes across 2 different titles, I'll see about picking it up again because I'm enjoying Doctor Strange. I like magic superhero books, so yeah. Oh yes, the book we've been waiting for. Me and Rez Reeds have been talking about this. Where the Hexxus book at? Black Monday Murders. This is issue number 8. That looks like our familiar on the cover there, I would say. The one that only speaks in these magic sigils. Very much important. This is a thick book again. Feels awfully thick. I mean, it feels way heavier than... it feels heavier than these 2 books together. That may be because it's got better card stock. I don't know. But anyway, yes, very much excited for that Hickman and Corker book. Next up, we have the new but the old New Superman and the Justice League of the Justice League of China. That's the new title instead of just being New Superman. It's New Superman and the Justice League of China, the Dawn of a New Era, issue number 20. Still got the same writer on it. I'm pretty sure that Pebbles is still the artist that's been on it for a while now, which is somewhat unfortunate. I think they could have a better artist on it, but I'm still really enjoying it. Great book that's come out of the Rebirth stuff. Really enjoying it. Yeah, great stuff. Excited to see what's going on with the New Superman and crew, because I like all the Justice League of China. They're all fun kids, basically. The next in the Milk Wars series, this is part 3, Shade the Changing Girl and Wonder Woman. And of course, there we have Wonder Woman coming down with more milk and her vacuum. Very excited to read this, see what this is like. Shade the Changing Girl has always been excellent. This is basically by a part of the Shade the Changing Girl. Um, um, Creative team, different artist, but otherwise the same color, same writer on it. And of course, we got the great backups, little chunk of backup story that I'm little pieces we're getting are been pretty cool. Issue 5 of Michael Crais. Yeah, this hasn't been all that entertaining, really, to be quite honest. I'm grimacingly reading through it anyway. It doesn't feel like it adds anything to the Wildstorm universe for me. Occasionally has moments that are good. I'm trying to think. I just did my order this week, a couple days ago, and I didn't even see this as being an option to order it. So I don't know if it's taking a break or it didn't make it to its 12-issue run. I don't know. I might have to investigate that. But I was planning on getting it up to issue 6, I believe, and then be done with it. First, basically, half the arc, or I don't know. I'm not sold on it for sure. Rumble, issue number 3. We'll see if this story starts to take with me. It continues to not have the magic that it had in the original run of it. I like the characters. These goofy guys are fun. Good writing by John Arcudi, and I like David Urbin's art style. It's just I'm still so cemented on what the book looked like before, which is strange because with the corporate comics, we change artists all the time, and I just kind of roll with it. Sometimes it bothers me more than other times, but anyway, I just roll with it, and this time it's a little hard to do that. So I don't know. I keep talking about that. Issue 3, maybe this is the issue that'll turn around for me. Book I'm excited to read, Sleepless, issue number 3. Right? Number 3, yes. I'm really enjoying this book. I'm not... When they said romance book, I really thought it was going to be all mushy and gushy and smoochy face all the time. And this has not been that at all. I don't know if there's been a kiss other than somebody kissing the skull of their dead father, I think, or the sarcophagus. At any rate, like I said, really enjoying this book. It's really interesting. It's kind of got that medieval courtroom drama to it that is interesting. A new king. That king's family is now suddenly royalty. The old king's immediate family, and in this case, main character is like the bastard child. Do you call them a bastard child when they're a girl? Any rate, where does she fit into the court? She was trying to leave. The king has kind of implied that she can't leave or shouldn't leave, and so you don't not do what the king says. The kind of Jidgerfoot walking around that. All interesting stuff. Really been enjoying that. And of course, the always amazing Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses, issue number 32. Person with the scarred up face. I love this book. Great book. Intriguing writing. The story is always interesting, whether it's the crazy fantasy stuff or the hard-boiled reality of stealing lots of drugs from drug dealers and the ramifications from that. So anyway, good stuff all the way around. What else we got? Ragman, issue number 5. Just embrace the new powers. Love the way this book looks. It's been a pretty decent story. Like I said, it's just the kind of living octopus tentacled thing I'm not real keen. I like the old look, the hooded look of Ragman, but I'm enjoying this. It has been good, largely because I really like Miranda and De La Cruz on art. Ms. Marvel, Teenage Wasteland, issue number 27. And we've got our cast of neighborhood kids, friends, and whatnot that are all being Ms. Marvel right now because Ms. Marvel is on a break. She just kind of stepped away from everything. And they're gotten themselves deep into the whole parrot guy again. He's back from the very first arc of the very first issue of the very first volume of of Kamala, Ms. Marvel, is back. So curious to see how that plays out. It's been a fun book. Kill or Be Killed, always a brilliant book. Here more in the tied up in the loony bin. Shouldn't call it a loony bin, should I? Politically correct, the mental institution. Here he's really got crazy eyes though. Last issue was pretty awesome. To find out that he thought he was the vigilante killer. He's been in 24-hour care for a couple days, and there have been more murders by the vigilante murder. So what's happening? What's next? Can't wait to find out. It'll be at the top of the list to read. Knight's Fall with a K. Batman Detective Comics, issue 974. The aftermath of the whole Clayface thing. Clayface took a magic bullet to the head after kind of being on kind of a crazy, violent rage where he's completely out of control, about ready to do in Orphan possibly, and somebody popped him in the head. In case you're behind, I won't say who, but interested to see what happens next. Have not been digging Batman Detective Comics the last, mostly since Tim Drake came back. And it's not just that it's Tim Drake. It's the way Tim Drake is written. He's written exactly everything about him that I despise. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Book I'm excited to read, Twisted Romance, issue number 2. I really liked the first issue of Twisted Romance. It's got 2 stories in it. So you've got this story. I believe this is a... Jagaras, and Alex DeCampi. I believe that's who is on this one. And then on this side here, this story, because it's a flip over book, Meredith McLaren on this side, and it has prose in the middle again. So by Vita Ayala, that second name there. Horrible at pronouncing names. But anyway, so excited to check this out and see what it's like. The last issue, it was a bit, definitely on the darker side of stuff. I don't know if this will be the same or if this will be the cuter stuff, because that's kind of cute looking. Looking forward to checking that out. Like I said, the first issue was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 19. So how is it that... Oh, it must be when they got released. I was thinking that New Superman was issue 20. This is 19. But I remember now they staggered when all these books got released. So yes, Red Hood and the Outlaws. And more of the Bizarro stuff here. They're clearly in a bar, and they're in a bar brawl, except for Bizarro, who is taking shots of the liquid kryptonite, which basically is like, I don't know, crack to Bizarro. So curious to see where that goes and what that is about. Animosity's Evolution, issue number 4. This is more of the kind of the world book. There's a group of animals with Winter Mutt who are controlling San Francisco and what they got going on there. It feels a little more worldly and politically versus the regular Animosity book that is much more personal. So, hey, how can you go wrong with a woman who looks like a barbarian riding a armored horse, a monkey on a Harley Davidson with a spear, a jaguar with SMGs taped to its side. Should be some fun stuff in there. And then next up, we have Barbarella, issue number 3. I'm not sure which of the variant covers. Oh, I got the subscription cover this time. There are like each issue, there's like 4 or 5 different covers you can get. So I've just been kind of picking the ones that amuse me in one way or another. So, written by Mike Carey, art by Keenan Yarn. Yar Yar. I've really been enjoying this. I believe with Mike Carey on the book, he's doing a really good job of capturing kind of the tradition of at least the movie. Because, like I said, I'm not familiar with the actual French version of the comic that the movie comes from. But he kind of captures that really well. Plus, has some intelligence to it. So it's not just a TNA book. It's not just there to titillate us, fantasizing about the young Jane Fonda rolling around in her wall-to-wall carpeted spaceship topless. There's more going on than that. And I enjoyed the first 2 issues. So I'm interested to see what issue 3 plays out like. Grass Kings issue number 12 now looks to me like got a fire going on there, and it's cool. The fire burning in the shape of a crown. The deer's running away. Like issue 15 is where this ends, and talking to John DC DaCosta, he was saying that he thought it was going to be in chapters. They had this initial bunch of books, and then it would come back in chapters, is his understanding of how it was going to work. So, curious that is. I mean, it just seems to me like that, we got this kind of murder mystery that they're investigating and whatnot, but I thought that it was going to be more kind of like a Spoon River way of telling it, is what it seemed to me like. Or maybe that's just in my head what I wanted it to be. Where we're going to, because there's all these people that live in the grasslands, and I was curious to see if we were going to get, like, more stories about each of those characters that are in the lands as we cruise through all the suspects and look to see what is going on with that. So, yeah, I'm still really enjoying it, though. Really interesting. Still clearly has that uber cover stock, which puts all the other comic book cover stock to shame. Next up is the last issue, 404 of Ginny Finn. I see Mike Mignola, Troy Nixie, Farrell, Darrell, how do you say Farrell's name, who I love as an artist, but that's interesting because he would not be the regular artist in the book. Troy Nixie is normally the person in the book. So that may be an art shift there. Wonderful Magnolia cover. I'm going to waste some of your time and my time by opening it up because I'm curious. He did the art in a style to attempt to mimic the regular artist, it looks to me like. So not necessarily his traditional stuff. So maybe it won't throw me off too much as far as that goes. Because if it's Farrell, Darlin is the person I think it is. They have a unique style. And finally, this time is Judas. This is number 3 of 4. And we're getting this story of Judas is getting his ear bent by Lucifer, basically telling him that, look, we're two peas in a pod. We're the same. We're getting duped by God. This has all been preordained, pre-planned, and we should do something about it so we're not getting screwed anymore. So we'll see what happens next. Is that Mary Magdalene on the cover there? I don't know. Or some other temptation. Or no temptation at all. I have enjoyed it. I have really liked the art. Jeff Loveless writing and Jakub Rebelka. Horrible pronunciation of that too. At any rate, Comic Book Roundtable. Surely there will be a Comic Book Roundtable tomorrow. We'll talk some books. We'll talk some news. I did go see Black Panther last night on opening night. It was excellent. I don't know how deep we'll get into that because I may be the only one on the show that has seen it. And it's hard to dive deep in some ways without spoiling it for somebody else. And whereas usually on the show, I don't mind spoiling comic books so much because this has already been half a week at least. This is still opening week of the movie, and people don't get a chance to see it, so we won't deep dive into it probably. And like I said, I'm probably the only person who actually watched it. That'll be on the Comic Book Roundtable, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Have a great one, everybody, and see you later on in the weekend.